My dear brothers and sisters, Surah Yunus is a chapter that speaks directly to the human heart. It begins by reminding us that the Quran is a book of wisdom, and that it should not surprise anyone that God chose a human messenger to warn people and give good news. Throughout history, people have rejected prophets simply because they were human, but God calls us to look beyond that and recognize the truth in the message. The surah then turns our attention to the signs of God in creation. It reminds us that God created the heavens and the earth, that he controls the sun and the moon, and that he made the night for rest and the day for seeing and working. These are not random events. They are signs for people who reflect. The alternation of night and day, the order of the universe, and the precision of nature all point to a creator who is wise and purposeful. Then the surah describes two types of people. There are those who are satisfied with this worldly life, who feel comfortable in it and ignore the signs of God. These people will ultimately face loss. And there are those who believe and do good deeds. God promises to guide them, to bless them with gardens beneath which rivers flow, and to greet them with peace. Their final words in paradise will be praise to the Lord of all worlds. The surah also highlights human behavior during hardship. When a person is struck by difficulty, he calls upon God sincerely. But when God removes a hardship, the person often forgets and returns to his old ways. This is a warning for us not to be people who remember God only when we are in trouble. We are reminded of past nations who rejected their prophets. They were destroyed after clear signs came to them. This is not just history. It is a lesson for every generation. God then tells the prophet that he cannot change the Quran or bring a different one. His duty is only to follow what is revealed. This teaches us that revelation is not shaped by human desire. It is divine truth. The surah strongly criticizes the worship of anything besides God. People in the past claimed that their idols were intercessors, but God asks, how can you claim something that God himself never taught? Intercession belongs only to him. A powerful scene is described. People sailing on a ship with a gentle wind, feeling happy and secure. Suddenly a storm surrounds them, and they think they will drown. In that moment, they call upon God with sincerity. But when he saves them, many return to wrongdoing. This is a reminder that true sincerity is not temporary. It must continue after the storm passes. The surah then gives a beautiful parable of worldly life. It is like rain that falls on the earth, causing plants to grow and flourish. The land becomes beautiful, and people think they have full control over it. Then suddenly, God's command comes, and the land becomes barren as if it had never flourished. This teaches us that worldly life is temporary and fragile, and that true success lies in the next life. The surah also tells the story of Moses and Pharaoh. Moses came with clear signs, but Pharaoh rejected him out of arrogance. When Pharaoh was drowning, he finally declared belief, but it was too late. God saved his body as a sign for future generations, showing that arrogance leads to destruction. Near the end of the surah, we hear about the people of Jonah. They are the only nation that believed collectively after seeing the warning, and God lifted the punishment from them. This shows that sincere repentance can change destiny. The surah closes with a message to the prophet and all of us. Worship God alone, rely on him alone, and do not call upon anything that cannot benefit or harm. If God touches you with hardship, no one can remove it except him. And if he intends good for you, no one can stop his generosity. The prophet is told to remain firm, to follow the revelation, and to be patient until God's judgment comes.